Wow, well, it's been a while. I hope you didn't wait over a year for some more Nintendo content. That's not what we have today. But man, oh man, do I have a video for you. And a quick little change in outfit to match today's theme. This is my patented Daddy of the Birthday Boy t-shirt. I got this from a thrift store in Los Angeles, so if you know the previous owners, don't reach out to them. This is mine. This shirt is a little more in theme because today's video is actually about Disney. I'm not even a big Disney fan, but we're making a Disney video.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for.
I'm Ben Shapiro from Politics, and you're watching the stupidest YouTube video you've seen all week.
Are there any more memes?
This isn't your average family-friendly Disney video, because today I'm basically dropping all the princesses into a battle royale. So if you look like this, or this, because the Evan Edit show says gender stereotypes, then you should go watch some Spider-Man and Elsa videos. Why these videos are listed as kid-friendly is beyond me. In today's video, I'm gonna be answering the age-old question. If every Disney princess was coming after you to kill you, and you gotta choose one to protect you, who would you choose? For the sake of this video, I'll be considering a Disney princess as one of the characters in this scene from Wreck-It Ralph. Cause if we're using the term Disney princess very loosely, then we all know Scarlet Witch would destroy everybody. She absolutely clapped Thanos' cheeks. That's enough blabbering. Let's get into ranking our champions. For the simplicity of this video, I'll be ranking our princesses in a tier list. Let's start at the bottom of the tier list. This is the D tier, or as I like to call it, the damsel in distress tier.
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big strong man showed up?
Yes, what is up with that?
Disney princesses weren't always good at kicking ass. Some of these characters belong to the era where Walt Disney was in charge. So it's no surprise that some of these princesses are powerless and very one-dimensional. Oh Walt, your sexism is showing. So let's kick off this list with who I believe to be the weakest characters. Starting off, my weakest Disney princess would have to be Aurora. She literally sleeps through the majority of her movie. I kinda just want to pick her to give her the opportunity to do something. Next up is Snow White, who's only good at running away, being gullible, and hitting a high note. Yet another character that is just asleep for a portion of her film. On top of maybe making some animals do your laundry while you run away from the rest of the princesses, maybe you can weaponize her singing to hurt some ears. Although I feel like blasting 100 Gex will have the same effect. Cinderella's quote-unquote strengths are just about the same as Snow White's. But if we're being honest, the fairy godmother did all the heavy lifting in this film. Up next is Anna, who seems like she can throw a punch, but really I only think she's a good pick if you're trying to annoy your sibling for a little bit before you and Anna are frozen solid.
Okay, bye.
Finally, we're getting to the point where our princesses have some unique abilities, but not all those abilities are going to save you from all the other princesses trying to kill you. Take Princess Tiana, who's next on this tier list. She's stronger and more independent than the previous princesses, but overall she has no unique abilities outside of cooking. She could cook you a great last meal before all the other princesses beat the shit out of you. Those are the characters that I have in the lowest tier. But now things are starting to get interesting. Welcome to the C tier. A couple characters cooler than Cinderella. Might as well be the A tier for alliteration. Let's start off with Pocahontas. Unlike just communicating with animals, Pocahontas seems to have some sort of spiritual connection with nature as a whole. It's unclear how well this would bode you in battle with all the other princesses, but combine this with being a survivalist and being able to fend off those pesky colonists, I think you have a decent pick. But we can do better. Next up we have Jasmine, who is our first character with actual skills that could help you in combat. The animated series portrays her as a great hand-to-hand fighter. She's also intuitive, smart, and nimble. All things that are going to help you fend off the other princesses. But what I think is even more impressive is the fact that Jasmine wasn't even remotely scared when Aladdin flings her 15,000 feet in the air on a piece of fabric. But is that really going to help you in the long run when you got snow golems chasing after you and people shooting you from a mile away with a bow and arrow?
Nice shot!
Things are getting dangerous. Welcome to the B tier, the I don't need magic to kick tier. Now here's a pick that's gonna surprise you. I don't think people noticed this the first time they watch Beauty and the Beast, but Belle is a powerhouse. Here's a scene from the movie that showcases her insane strength. She is able to lift the Beast from a balcony as he's about to fall down. Oh, so what? Belle's strong. I thought the same thing, but it wasn't until I did some research where I realized how ridiculous this is. Lucky for us, somebody actually went through the painstaking math to figure out exactly how strong Belle is in this scene. I'd like to thank Robert Ido for his calculation that tells us at the very least, Belle can exert a force of over 340 pounds, using some other numbers going up to even 660 pounds. And that's without breaking a sweat. I'm imagining she's even stronger. To put this into perspective, boxers at the most elite level were found to have an average of about 770 pounds of force for their punches. For all my physics people, if this isn't a good analogy, call me out in the comments. But I believe Belle is incredibly strong and wouldn't mind going toe-to-toe with Mike Tyson. If Belle isn't the princess you choose to protect you, keep your distance, because she will punch your head off.
Yeah, I wanted her to be powerful, which, I mean, she already was, to be honest.
Up next is everybody's favorite Pixar girl, Merida. Remember when I was saying snipe you from a mile away with a bow and arrow? I wasn't joking. There are countless scenes throughout Brave that indicate that she's a master swordsman and a master archer. Only problem is, you may have some difficulty communicating with her.
Oh, you expect me to protect against these phony princesses or subscribe to Heaven Edits unless you want to catch an arrow between your eyes.
And of course, the only character arguably more proficient than Merida with weapons is Mulan. Mulan is an expert martial artist, swordsman, and marksman. The only Disney princess to actually have formal military training. And on top of that, she was at the top of her class. And hey, I don't see any other Disney princesses outsmarting an entire army. Mulan's only real weakness is actually the impressive ability to make Disney lose money. And finally, it's time to assess some of the most ridiculously powerful Disney princesses. The characters in this next tier might as well be Avengers. Now here we have Ariel, who might be higher on this list than you expected. I know you're thinking, she's just a girl with some fish parts. What makes her any more special than Kanye West? Allow me to explain. If you're a Disney fan and you know anything about the Disney Extended Universe, then you would know that Ariel's home of Atlantica is somewhere near the coast of Denmark. In the episode Big Metal Fish from the animated series, Ariel starts her day in Denmark and ends up in Norway by sunset. The distance between Denmark and Norway is 336 miles or 542 kilometers. The sun rises in Denmark at 7:30 a.m. and it sets in Norway at 6:30 p.m. Because the episode started sometime during daylight, with the most modest calculation, we can infer that Ariel had to be swimming at a speed of at least 30 miles per hour non-stop to reach her destination. But again, that calculation is assuming Ariel was swimming non-stop for 11 hours, and the episode runtime was only around 20 minutes. Who's to say Ariel couldn't top a speed of 300 miles per hour given all these events happened in that 20-minute length of the episode? Cut the speculation, we know this. Ariel is fast in the water.
Wanna see me run to that mountain and back? You wanna see me do it again?
I'm talking torpedo through your body fast. On top of this, Ariel is also not affected by temperature changes in the water. Ariel has been able to survive in extreme heat and extreme coldness. Pair Ariel's extreme speed and her temperature resistance, and you have one of the only characters that can continuously get away from the other Disney princesses and stand a chance against Elsa's powers. There's only one teeny weeny problem. She's super dependent on, what's it called again? Oh yeah, the ocean. When she's not in her mermaid form, she's just as useless as our D-tier princesses. But when she is in her mermaid form, she's just as useless for different reasons. Introducing Moana, the first character that's really gonna represent our checks and balances on this tier list. I just boasted about how Ariel is really powerful in the water, but guess what? That's not gonna matter when you have a princess who has the ability to control the water, or at least a strong enough connection with the ocean to make things happen. Who's to say Moana can't control the water Ariel swims in, create currents to make her swimming useless, and maybe even crush all the other princesses under the force of the water? Or even create a tsunami to completely ravage the area that the princesses are fighting in? There's only one character with powers strong enough to deal with something like this. I think you know where I'm going. one of the most powerful Disney characters, if not the most powerful Disney character. And maybe it's because she's a queen, not a princess. Throughout her movies, Elsa has been shown to have one of the most diverse set of powers among all the Disney princesses. She has the ability to conjure ice minions, shoot frozen projectiles, walk on water, create blizzards, and propel herself across surfaces. Not to mention, she can completely Han Solo anybody with ease. The only time she's ever been outclassed is when Brendan Urie smashed her performance of Into the Unknown. Now you think this might be the end of the video. Elsa is the strongest Disney princess, right? But avid watchers realize that I haven't talked about one character yet. Drumroll, please. It's Rapunzel. It's Rapunzel. I wish I could roll my R's, I can't, okay? This takes the most background to explain. Let me get into it. There's 3 different versions of Rapunzel that we can look at. Rapunzel with her hair, Rapunzel without her hair, and Rapunzel with her hair in the animated series. Since she really has no unique abilities without her hair, you'd think she'd be in dead last with the other princesses. However, there's a scene in Tangled that shows her bringing Flynn Rider back to life, despite not having her powerful hair. Even by itself, the ability to practically respawn is a game changer, and puts Rapunzel higher on our tier list than at least half of the characters alone. But that's Rapunzel without her hair. It gets crazier when you give her those luscious locks. Her hair is incredibly durable and has absolutely no wear and tear when she swings across giant gaps. On top of the mobility her hair gives her, have you seen how precise she is when she uses it as a projectile? And the icing on the cake is that she can reverse age and heal with her hair. If you just wrap yourself up in all that hair, there's not much anybody can do to you. At least that's what I was thinking until I remembered that Flynn Rider just snips her hair with a piece of glass. Apparently, sharp edges are her only weakness. With all this information about Rapunzel so far, I wouldn't solidify her as the strongest Disney princess. But let's take a look at the animated series. On top of retaining all of her special abilities from Tangled, she has even more powerful healing abilities, and her hair is completely unbreakable. But those aren't the reasons I think she's the strongest Disney princess. This is. Rapunzel can ascend into a deadly form known as Decay Incarnation, where she can suck the life force out of everything surrounding her. One problem, it's harder for her to control, but it is one of the most powerful abilities in Disney history. Somewhere between Air Bud's 3-pointer and Thanos' snap. But that's not all Rapunzel has up her sleeve. What makes Rapunzel the strongest Disney princess is her frying pan. Is Sun Incarnation. Sun Incarnation is a godlike state where Rapunzel can move things telekinetically, levitate, and shoot solar energy. To be frank, I don't think a single Disney character can stand a chance against Rapunzel in this form. At least for now. Let's see what Raya has to bring to the table. But until then, Rapunzel is my #1 pick. And that's the video. If you made it this far, that probably means one of 2 things. You enjoyed the video, or you're wondering where the hell Penelope fits in on this list. Well, to be honest, I wasn't sure myself. She only exists in the virtual world, which made it kind of difficult for me deciding where to put her in on this list. But if enough people are interested in where Penelope fits in on this list, I can make a separate video on where she fits into this tier list. But thank you for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed the video. I spent a lot of time putting this together. I filmed the first part of this video in early October, and I'm filming this part of the video in late November. That's how long this video has taken, and that's how long it's been since I've gotten a haircut. I'm just too afraid to go get a haircut. Too afraid to go outside in general. That's why I'm getting so pale. So if you did like the video, it would really mean a lot to me if you actually liked the video on YouTube. It'll go a long way, and as a little bonus incentive, and this is a little ambitious, but I think it can happen. If this video gets to 5,000 likes, I will make a second part ranking all the Disney villains. How about that, Disney fans? And if you're not subscribed, I really encourage you to subscribe because I'm gonna make it worth it in the future with the videos I have coming down the road. And if the occasional YouTube video isn't enough to satisfy your Evan Edit desires, I do stream on Twitch as well on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right now I've been speedrunning Breath of the Wild and doing some challenges in Pokemon. But those are my rankings for how strong I think each Disney princess is. I'm sure there's a lot of different opinions out there, so let me know what you think of my tier list in the comments for sure. I don't know how to end the video from here, so I'll just fade out of existence. Until next time, I guess. Who'd you choose? 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 That's good enough. I'll figure it out with that.